changing your life one story at a time. This is the Chicken Soup for the Soul podcast with Editor-in-Chief Amy Newmark.
Hey, it's Amy Newmark with your daily dose of Chicken Soup for the Soul inspiration to make you simply happy. It's Tip Tuesday, and it's spring. And that means it's time to resume an old habit, or maybe make a new one. And that is to get outside and get moving. Whether it's playing sports or running or biking or walking, there's nothing like the freedom of moving your body outside versus in the tight spaces of a gym. Personally, I like to walk, listening to podcasts or audiobooks, but not so loud that I can't hear the cars coming up behind me. An hour of brisk walking a few times a week is like a miracle treatment for me. I see the difference in my body and my health and my attitude. So today I want to share a couple of stories from a book that I keep referring back to, Chicken Soup for the Soul, Shaping the New You. It's filled with motivation and practical ideas for keeping yourself healthy and fit. Our first story is called It Pays to Keep Walking. In this story, Lori Penner tells us that she and her husband had a pretty sedentary life and spent a lot of time just sitting around indoors. Then her husband had a heart attack, and Lori was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and they decided to take a good look at their lifestyle. They decided to do a simple thing, walk every day. But somehow they couldn't get themselves to do it, even though they knew it was easy and exactly the right thing to do. Every little habit they tried to form fell by the wayside. Lori's walks at work petered out. Her husband's daily walks around a lake near their house stopped happening. And then one day, Lori had an idea. What if they paid themselves to walk? She shared her plan with her husband. They would keep track of their walking time and assign themselves points for walking. When they got a certain number of points, they'd get $10 to spend on whatever they wanted. In addition to the spending money, it would be a little competition for the couple to see who could do better. They were living on a strict budget, so getting that extra spending money was actually a fun way to get motivated. And it worked for them. Lori's husband wanted to buy a bass guitar, but that was not in their budget. He started walking 20 minutes a day, and he saved up enough points to get the money for a bass guitar. Lori recommitted to walking during her breaks at work, and she was able to get a pair of shoes that hadn't been in their budget either. She found herself walking during work so that she could buy certain things that she would never have allowed herself to have otherwise. Lori believes that even though she and her husband are walking in order to spend money, the better health they are enjoying as a result will actually save them money in the long run. Another writer in that same book, Stephanie Wass, would surely agree. Her story is called For Mind and Body, and it's about how she and her husband take a daily walk, not only for their health, but for their emotional well-being. It makes them closer as a couple, gives them a chance to discuss their children and other family matters, and keeps them physically healthy too. Stephanie's husband actually comes home for a lunch break during work, and it's then that they go on their walk. Her husband doesn't even change. He walks in his usual business casual attire, Dockers pants, a polo shirt, boat shoes, and that eliminates one hurdle to getting out there. While they're walking, Stephanie lets it all out, and her husband actually listens because there's nothing else to distract him. Stephanie can express her concerns about their daughter not practicing the piano or their other daughter avoiding choir practice. When her husband suggests that they just let their daughter drop out of choir because really, why does it matter? That makes sense. And these are the kinds of conversations they might not be having at home. On their walks, they get exercise and they focus on each other. And so every day after lunch, Stephanie and her husband walk around the neighborhood, solving their family problems, fighting off the osteoporosis that Stephanie worries about, and strengthening their marriage. As Stephanie points out, that daily walk can be life-changing. I'm Amy Newmark. Thanks for listening to the Chicken Soup for the Soul podcast today. Come back tomorrow for Wow Wednesday. I'm going to tell you about two mothers who really impressed their kids by acting as foster moms well into what should have been their empty nester years. In the meantime, if you'd like to get motivated to improve your health, and you'd like to read some more tips from Chicken Soup for the Soul, Shaping the New You, go to our website, chickensoup.com. And if you want to reach me to talk about the podcast or anything else Chicken Soup for the Soul related, you can email me at amy@chickensoupforthesoul.com. You can also follow me on Twitter, where my handle is @AmyNewmark.